not quite a year, we have a permanent superintendent, and that's Miss Mary Ronan. And, and she's been with the district for a long time, but what I will say is even during her interimcy, you know, she surveyed the board and said, tell me what you want to see, tell me what you want to see. And so she came in, making the kinds of changes that I think the board believed needed to be made, and reorganized the central administration, and decided to focus, as a number of us have been asking, on the lowest performing schools in the district, feeling like if you took a look at those schools that have been not performing well for years and focused on those, you're going to lift the whole boat. And that's in the face of scarce resources as well, and how you allocate them. But we kind of made a commitment that in those lowest performing schools, some additional resources were going to have to be given to them in order to maintain educational equity across the system. Because frankly, we have a kind of a multi-tiered system, if you will. We have Walnut Hills, we have SCPA, which are our kind of crown jewels of our high schools. We have the Montessori, first public Montessori high schools, well, Clark Montessori in the country. And we have probably the largest Montessori public program in the nation, for a district our size. And the children who go there, by and large, do pretty well. And then you have a whole set of neighborhood schools that are the ones where academic achievement has been the most has just been entrenched. And so we asked her to take a look at the 16 lowest performing schools. So we beat President Obama and everybody, to address what are your 5% lowest achieving schools. And she identified those. She identified 16 schools. She proposed a redesign of 3 of those schools, the complete redesign of 3 of those schools, where you really are able to get a new principal and mostly new staff that comes to the school, and we're able to organize yourself a little bit differently within the confines of the contract. But what she also did was to go and, thanks to GE, she was able to secure the services of the University of Virginia's Ed School of Education. They have a turnaround program there, a school turnaround program, which matches the education program with the business school, and together they help the district to strategize, help the site to strategize how they're going to turn academic achievement around, and it provides them the support and the training to be able to do that. So we don't have this is really the first full year of it, and so you may also have heard that, for instance, we had 2 weeks of school early in those schools, so children came to school the 4th of August as opposed to the 20th of August, because we know that instructional time is so important. And in those schools where children aren't achieving, they need an additional time to help that, because they usually bring fewer resources with them into the classroom and into the school. And so, but preliminary results look good, feel good. I don't know if any of you got to the state of the schools, but it was given last week, and it looks like we're doing not just better, because we have been being incrementally better, but significantly better where we are trying to make a more significant difference, where a more significant difference needs to be made. And so we'll have to wait to see what happens, but in any instance, we're focusing on, and she brought those strategies to us primarily because the board adopted 4 goals almost 2 years ago. We adopted them for 2 years. And the first is that we wanted to accelerate academic achievement. And the second is we wanted to be financially stable and transparent. The third, we wanted to provide culturally competent and safe school sites. And the fourth one was a kind of a catch-all, but it was we wanted to be able to draw students back to the district, be able to educate them well, and graduate them. And so those, all of our work, we're aligning around those goals. So we have those on each of our agendas so that people understand that the work that we do is related to those goals. As we've gone into negotiations, which we did in January, our goals are for negotiation are aligned to those goals. So if we are aligning all of the work that we're doing to the goals that we've set, and everybody's working in the same direction, I don't see any reason why we can't do a much better job than we've done in the past. So that's where we are educationally. We are working at the school site to change the culture of the school site to one of excellence, to one of safety, to one where teachers want to be there and students want to be there and administrators want to be where they are doing what it is they're supposed to be doing, which is teaching and learning, and that teachers feel supported and also empowered to do their work. And so it's about central office really supporting that work. For me, the most important work of the school district occurs at the school site. That's where it happens. Well, except if it's not happening there, it can happen all at once in central office. It can happen all at once at the board. It's not going to happen in terms of students achieving and us educating our children the way that I think this community wants to educate its children. We are also hampered with a continued state funding that is killing us. It's killing everybody. It's killing us. It's killing our taxpayers, particularly those who own property. We have one of the highest foreclosure rates in the country, and I know that our taxes contribute to that. So until we make the state, and that's something that we really need to do as a committee, make the governor and the legislature respond to the needs of children. Education is a constitutionally mandated function of state government. They're supposed to be funding it. We pay for about 60% of the education of our children in Cincinnati. It's ridiculous, really. And we've worked this last time, because I have been a lobbyist in the past, we worked really hard at the state level, but it's like going against the waves, because we're an anomaly in the state. And Columbus is also an anomaly insofar as they consider us property-rich districts. And because they consider us a rich district, they don't fund us the way they should. Never mind, our children look very similar to the children in Cleveland and Toledo and Dayton and all the other places. The bottom line is they just don't fund us. They don't. And so I can't tell you how much I've come to appreciate the taxpayers in Cincinnati, because by and large, they provide the education for the children in the city of Cincinnati, not the state. Although we have to operate under state mandates, we're the ones who pay for it. We're the ones who pay for it. So this committee has been generous. Only about 20% of the households in the district have school-aged children. So just think about that for a minute. Just think about who's funding the system, and their children don't go to the schools. And so I say it's a fabulous crown for the city to say that it has been so generous in supporting public education. By the same token, it's hurting folks. It's hurting folks, and that's not lost on the board. It is not lost at all on the board. So that kind of brings, and as you know, we have a facilities master plan where we're about 60% finished, and we have about 40% left to go. And so you probably been reading the newspapers and know that we have several challenges in that area. And I'll certainly be happy to answer any questions that you may have, but I'm not going to necessarily address it specifically, because frankly, once again, it is secondary to our primary job, which is educating children. And it's a little frustrating for a child advocate to spend so much time dealing with the needs of adults and not being able to focus on what I ran for office to do. And I think it's probably just as frustrating for the other board members as well. So I'll stop there, because I really want to be able to answer any questions that you